You see, in the literature, if you read, there are contradicting opinions. Some people think that we can teach entrepreneurship. We can. Some people think you cannot teach entrepreneurship. As a frame of mind, frame of thinking, you cannot teach it. So I just wanted to hear from you, what's your opinion? So that's why I say, I would like you to come here and say, did this course change your attitude or understanding of entrepreneurship? So I will ask you to elaborate. So if you say yes, maybe beginning, you never thought of doing something on your own or doing your own business. Now maybe you are considering that. Or if you say, I've always been doing, my own business, my family does this, and there's nothing added to me. So it differs from one individual to the other. What are the most effective parts or enjoyable parts of the course? So I don't know, maybe you enjoy my lectures the most, maybe you enjoy the speakers. If so, which speaker? Maybe you enjoy the brain rewiring. Maybe, I don't know what part you've enjoyed. So if you could just tell me which part was enjoyable and nice and useful. And when I run this next year, what are the things that if I change, that will make the course better? Example, remove the camera, that will make it better. Maybe. Remove the online part, that will make it better. Just your opinion. Now, there's a reason why I didn't ask you this in the beginning, because only after most of you have gotten your campaign, you managed to get it through and things like that. Now I would like to see how do you feel? Because if earlier, maybe if I ask you, just say, I don't want Pozible, remove crowdfunding. But now the fact that you managed to move on, how do you feel about all these things? And is there anything else you would like to add? So we'll just do that and then we can go. So the quicker you come and speak out, the better. So who would like to come first? So let's start from the back. Thank you very much. Please come. Give him a big hand. Yeah. Okay. So where will we get the best? So please pay attention, and we may ask him questions also. Yeah.
For the first question, did this course change your attitude or understanding of entrepreneurship? For me, in my opinion, yes, it did a bit, but not much, because I'm already an entrepreneur, because I have already my own business. But it's also give me a bigger feel, like how to improve some stuff, how to supposed to manage, how to work together in a team, how to interact with customer or market, setting up the market, something like that. So it's actually quite great, helpful with this course. We learn something new other than engineering as well. So it's a good thing. And second one, what the most effective or enjoyable part of the course? Okay. This is quite hard. But the most enjoyable part is that I can rewatch again your lecturing, something like that, because most of the lecturers, we have to go there again and ask them, because we're not sure what you are talking about, something like that, because we not concentrate enough. So because you have a video of what you're teaching, your style means that help me to understand more and can refresh our mind. Yeah.
So you really watch my videos?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm going to go and check, because I actually can tell how many times you watch the video.
I watch it once for doing the quizzes. Sometimes I don't need to watch because I still remember about the quizzes answers.
So the lecture was so clear that you don't even need to watch the lecture again?
Yes, something like that.
Something like that. Okay.
So the third one, what should we change when we run the course next year? Okay, this part is, I think you better change this course into on next semester, because we have 3 months break, so we can have focus on this subject rather than only one semester break, because for me as a final year students, we cannot concentrate on this because we more focus on FYP research and stuff. So it's quite hard for us. But for seniors who took this one previously, they can focus on their FYP while doing the internship because they have 3 months break. So it's quite useful.
Okay.
And then we can, for doing this kind of course like crowdfunding and everything, we can like more focus on it. So we can give more effort to this kind of courses.
So how did you find the crowdfunding? Honestly.
My opinion, I think the crowdfunding is a great platform. Like a possible also great platform. You can like have a doing for your start business to check what's the market demand, something like that. Like how people respond to it and whether it's what's your plan is might work or not, something like that. It's a good thing.
Okay.
And anything else to add? Overall, no, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, just pass it to him. Yeah, that's a nice way of doing it.
For the first one, I think the course did change my attitude towards entrepreneurship because from before I attend the course, what I think like after I get my degree, I work for someone for whole life, then retired. But after the different speakers, then I changed my mind. Instead of working for others, you get experience, then you start your own business. It's better to end my life that way. And the most effective.
So can we say that you are actually now more open to the idea of having something on your own? You may or may not, but you are open at least to the idea. Okay, good.
And for the most effective and enjoyable part, what Reynolds speak is quite true. When we have the video, if we miss something in class, it's good for us to like have a video, then we can watch back. And of course, the guest speaker, some of them is very interesting and some of them is very inspiring, and that's a good thing for.
So, which was the best
from my point of view? Yeah, the one with Najib, the aerospace, and Jackson.
Right.
The toilet.
Right. Okay.
And what should we change? I think it's better for the cost to not like crowdfunding, not fix one platform. Like you can use other crowdfunding platform.
Right.
Because as
so you think if we give you, so if you were given the opportunity, which other platform will you use?
I'm not sure.
Right.
But I think but another thing is if we could like have a teammate from our class, then
you have what? Teammate from your class. I see. Huh? So you want the same thing?
Yes. It's more easy to
because of course there's good thing from have team from online student and good thing from friends from our class.
Right.
Because for online student we need to have like common time because their time is not, maybe ours is morning, theirs is at night.
Sure.
There's it's an opportunity.
Actually, you are right, it's an opportunity. And now I would like you to consider this. You can write in your CV that you have worked on an international team and raised fund using crowdfunding. And you may, only may, get your first job because of this. Just a comment, yes. Yeah, but I see how it's much easier for you to work together. Yeah, and there is a reason why I force you to work with the online students. However, I appreciate the feedback. Anything else to add? Okay. Thank you. You want to say something? You want to leave? No. People have to. You have to listen to the rest. I know you can watch the. Yeah. No. Because otherwise, the last person will end up only with me. I think it's not fair. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate that you are here. We really appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Yvonne, I think we had Kemping just came in, right? Can you give him? Yeah, thanks. Please, thank you.
For the first question, yes, the course changed my understanding of entrepreneurship because I have a plan that after I finish my degree, I don't want to work for someone. I want to have my own business. I don't know what business is that, but this course like supported my plan because it shows like help us through the guest speakers how that the failure, we may face failure, but it's okay. We can like try again and again and learn from the failure. Also shows how to work with a team, and it's good to work with a team.
Right. Okay.
For the second question, the most effective part for me is the experience that the guest speakers shared with us. And the third question.
So this is actually a question to you and to the rest. You think it's, if we have more guest speakers in the other courses, would that actually enrich the course experience, you think? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Sorry?
No, I mean, good idea, but sometimes, like from other courses, people from outside can bring what is the industry. You know, lecturers, I know they know, but they are limited.
That's right, yes. Everyone is limited, yes.
So, like last time we had a professional lecturer
Yes,
series.
yes.
That was quite nice.
Right, okay.
I wonder why isn't it going on anymore.
Because you see, we have been having to force students to attend the professional lecture series. We also don't have.
Yeah,
I
think
yeah.
it's in the class.
In the class, yes.
Not separate class.
Mm.
Some student at 3 o'clock, someone else having class at 3 o'clock. So
Right.
how to split?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's actually pros and cons because sometimes the speaker, like for example, you just imagine people like, I'll pick Jack Sim and Najib because they were very interesting, and also because Najib really is an engineer and he has made it. Don't you think if I had the opportunity to make the entire school to sit for this lecture would have been useful? So you see, sometimes it's actually also, it's pros and cons. But I hear you, and I appreciate it because this course actually, if you've noticed, the content of external speaker is quite extensive. And okay, it's great that you guys have found it useful. Okay.
Okay, for the third part, yeah, I think if we can like when we form a team, if you like allow us to form offline and online team, it will be like good.
Online and offline team. Okay. So the guys are with you. You call them the offline people, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I like that. I like that because it's quite illustrative. Yes. Okay.
Anything else to add?
Please don't say no.
I think it's no.
You insist. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. First of all, I think
You can face them. Yeah. Thank you.
I think the idea of this course change myself to be self-employed in the future, because I think working 9 to 5 is not sufficient for the current state in Malaysia, and the most enjoyable part of this course is the inspiring guest speakers.
I see.
Like Mr. Najib from Strand Aerospace and Freda Liu. Freda,
yes, from
yeah.
BFM.
And crowdfunding from Possible is great too, because it increases the confidence and you can gain trust from the online community towards yourself or something like that. And what should we change? I think the crowdfunding platform, which involves PayPal, because it's quite troublesome for people to register for PayPal, and some of the online community, they are too hesitant to register for PayPal,
Right.
but they are willing to give money,
Right.
just that they are too hesitant. And anything else to add? I think no, that's all.
Okay. Just a question. When you say you are now more open to the idea of starting your own business or being self-employed, is this something that you did not think about before the course, or something that you were thinking of just like him, and the course has enforced it. Could you just let me, you know, you understand that I'm trying to answer this. I'm trying to answer, is this something that I could use to influence more people to have the entrepreneurial thinking? Because just like you, I think, personally, I believe that we need more people to go and start their own things. But I'm open to hear from you. So the question is, just to repeat, the question is, prior to the course, were you thinking of being self-employed, or this is something that happened after the course?
I think it happened after the course because I knew that I need to do something else besides my main job, like let's say in the future. 9-to-5 job is not sufficient.
You mean the income won't be enough?
The income won't be enough.
I see, okay.
Yeah, so I need to do extra work to get the extra pay.
Right.
So this, the learning and content from this course, I think, actually gains the confidence with the possible project.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Hi.
Please stay with him. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. My attitude before coming into the course is I view entrepreneurs as a most like luck-based, because when I see them, they are always being in the right place at the right time. So after coming here, I realize it's more of a trial and error. So they just find what's work for them, and then by following their passion, then they found out, and then they learn how to market it.
Right.
So that's how I changed my attitude. It's not actually about luck. It's also about your attitude towards things you find passionate about.
Right. So what are your plans? Do you think you are interested now in the future of doing something on your own?
Yeah.
Right.
Very
Okay.
much.
Okay.
So what I find most effective is the experience that I get from the the entrepreneurs, then how their state of mind when they face the challenges, and then mostly about the state of mind,
Right.
how they feel,
Right.
how they fortitude their mental.
Okay.
So what should we change? I think to make the deadlines more tangible, because sometimes I lost when I need to do something.
Right.
So that's all my thoughts about this course.
Okay. Anything else to add?
No.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
For the first question, yeah, I changed my attitude because I used to work in last minute. So for time management, I did really change. So the most enjoyable part is team building, because we need to communicate with somebody that you do not know and from somewhere else. So you got to communicate well with them to make them interested on your projects.
Right.
For third question, I got no comment.
Right.
I got
Okay.
no comment on that.
So if you think the question is, if the time when we run this next year, if we run it exactly the same way, I think this would be a good thing for your colleagues. That's actually, there's an opportunity for us to improve that would be very useful.
For me, I think should be fine.
Okay.
For me,
Okay.
personally.
Sure. So for the first question, just for me to understand, you found that the fact that I force you to work with the online people being good, because it forced you to make sure that you communicate well, and is that right?
Yes.
So that was good.
That was good.
So next time I shouldn't actually allow the people to form teams from within the offline, because he called you the offline community. You guys are offline. Yeah. We prefer on the line. Have you watched the internship, right? Yeah, I say on the line. Yeah. So, yeah. Right. So for the first question, you say you change your thinking in terms of last-minute work. But what about entrepreneurship itself?
Because you can't do everything in the last minute.
Sure.
If you have a plan, you need to plan in proper way.
That's right.
It's not like you plan in last minute and you propose to somebody and
Sure.
tell people first them.
So my question is, are you now more open towards maybe having something on your own in the future later?
I have no idea yet.
Right. Okay.
I have.
Which is fine. Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you very much. Please.
Okay,
You could face them also. Yeah. Yeah.
for the first question,
Yes.
did it change my attitude? Yes, it did, because most of us were, brought up, go to school, get a degree, get a job.
Right.
Okay, we were brought up that way, and this course changed my attitude because of number two. Why? When guest speakers come, they share their life experiences, the way they started, the way how they ended their 9 to 5, what they've been trained to do, how they ended it, and they started their own businesses.
Right.
And they gave us inspiration, like 9 to 5 jobs are not all we have. So it gives us options,
Sure.
how to pursue what we actually want. We can start off what we want. And so that's the most enjoyable part of the course, listening to their experiences.
Right.
And what should we change? Remain the same. Maybe get more influential speakers, people from US, Apple, and
Right.
stuff like that.
Okay.
Anything else to add? Yeah, we should eliminate this.
Okay.
Yeah, find other ways like connecting external mics to more stronger mics to the cameras, because you know how you always ask questions at the end of the talk and
Yes.
nobody responds.
Right.
I think it's because of this.
Oh, is that right? Is it because of
Is it?
this?
For me.
Yeah. Sure. No, this is a very good
Yeah,
feedback.
because
Okay.
If I wanted to answer your question, I had to wait for the mic to come and stuff like that. So, yeah,
Actually,
that's
this is itself is an entrepreneurial opportunity. So just imagine if we find a way that every desk, in a way, is connected to the mic. Okay, very interesting. Now, I just want to pick on this actually. You wanted more speakers,
more influential.
influential from US or Apple or. You see, there is a reason why I opted for more Asian speakers. But I really would like maybe the others to give me some feedback on this because it's very, very useful. Reason is, if I would to bring someone from another ecosystem, you may say, sure, this one, America is different. But if I can show you that Najib can do it, then my thinking, or Freda can do it, or Jackson can do it. My thinking is for you to feel like this is a person who's like us in a way. So I think that was my thinking. But just, I mean, as a show of hands, who would think that maybe more foreign, Westerner, more powerful companies, speakers would be more inspirational? Raise your hand. I just want to see. Okay.
Well, they are powerful companies locally as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Sure. No, but you see, but my thinking was because okay, let me share a dream with you. If in a couple of years' time, I could have you as a speaker to my students, who will be a different batch, who will be having the same doubts, just like you guys. Everyone say, get a degree, get a 9 to 5 job, play safe, and then you tell them, look, I've attended this course, I was exactly in your seats, I didn't like the mic.
You can relate, is it?
Yes, so people can say, this guy can do it. I think I can do it too. But if I bring someone who has been brought up in a different environment, then it may,
Okay.
That was really my thinking. But I really appreciate this because I was thinking that, I mean, I didn't never see it from that point of view. So I'll think about it. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Sean?
For the first question, throughout this course, I think I have better understanding about when you want to start a business, you have to come up with like value proposition and core competency. Before that, I never thought about this before. So after I joined this course, I think I have better understanding on it. Then for the
have you been, because I know you have been working since the beginning,
Yeah.
but were you thinking of starting a business, or having the dream of having something on your own? Or
before that, yes.
Before that, and are you now even more determined to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
good.
before that, I'm not really like this kind of plan that I have to identify my customers well,
Right.
something like this. Yeah.
So this actually could put some structure into the dream that you
Yes.
have, and hopefully you can. Okay, great.
Yeah. And for the second, what is the most effective and enjoyable parts of the course is brain rewiring. Because every day I did my brain rewiring at night, so I able to do self-reflection throughout the whole day. Yeah. Then what should we change? I think same with Jaya is the PayPal thing for the crowdfunding.
Right.
Because most of them they want to pay the money, but it's
I
quite
see.
tedious for them to register for PayPal.
You think PayPal is dangerous, or perception?
Tedious.
Oh, he said
Tedious,
oh,
tedious.
tedious. Sorry,
Yeah,
I thought
tedious.
that. Sorry,
Yeah.
Old man, in my ears. Yeah.
Then-
Tedious. Is it tedious to register for PayPal?
It's like you have to register or something to pay again. So they probably use PayPal like only once just to pay for a crowdfunding.
Yeah.
They don't use it anymore.
Right.
Like,
Right.
Yeah. Then
Sounds like we need to have our own.
yeah.
Yeah.
PayPal.
No. Actually, you just think about it. Few of you could start that, right? But Pitchin, how does we need to check? I got Sam Shafi to speak to you, right, from Pitchin. Yeah. So I'm not sure what platform does he use. Okay.
And anything else to add would be provide more platform instead of just possible maybe like Kickstarter or other.
Kickstarter was my first choice,
Yeah.
and they are not in Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's an issue with the platform itself. I really hope that Kickstarter starts to move here. I think it's, but yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we can always write to them, and maybe they will say, oh, you have. I think they always address the market. So if we can show them that there is demand for the service, maybe they will open it here. Anything else to add?
No, just now the
Right,
platform,
okay, so
yeah.
the platform. Okay,
Yes,
great, thank you very
thanks.
much.
For the first one, I agree with some of them that most of the Asian kids are raised and trained like when you grow up, you just get a job, and do until you're old, you get a family. So after hearing all the guest speaker, I know that they're also like that, but they kind of change their mind in a transition way. Like after having this, then I know that most of them are not genius, not like extraordinary people, just like ordinary people, but they have slightly different thinking. So I think that everyone, if they can do it, then everyone can do it as well.
So what about you now? Do you have that intentions, that thought at least?
It's more enforced, but I'm still trying to get there.
Sure.
Effective, enjoyable part. Yes, this one for the second one is the open learning. I think that sorry, education.
That's your phone.
Yes, it's my phone. I think education should be available for everyone. This make it possible because it's free.
Right.
So people who want to learn can learn. And also I can see the initiative of the you force us to team up with the foreign student. The initiative is very good, but I think maybe you can set it as an option. People who want to do it, they will do it. It's like forcing. Sometimes people are like that. If you force them to do something, they won't do it. These people. For me.
Sure.
If you say an option, and maybe I want to try it. If you want to force it, it's just me.
I taught here for so long. If I give them the option,
And 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 nobody found him with others.
No, I know that they won because you see, this is the second time I run the course. So last time, I just wanted one. So you form your team and you get one online member. You know what they do? They just after you do all the work, you just find someone online. You know, like just to. So I thought that I need to change my. But I agree with you. Maybe I need to find a better way to show you the value proposition for working with the
maybe they are not
online
aware.
community as compared to the offline community. Yeah. By the way, I call you on campus. He was the one who said the offline community. So he knows you better. Yeah.
Also, the speakers are so very enjoyable. You know, we can see all kind of real experience in real life. You know, and what should we change? I think.
The mic.
Yes,
sure.
I think in the tables there maybe you can put a small mic, you know, or something else. Because I think many times when you ask a question or any speakers ask a question, I hear whispering from all the students. You know, they're answering, kind of answering, you know, like in a smaller tone. You know, when the mic is there, and then they're just kind of like shy or something. I don't know.
I see. So if I were to give you something like this to put on in the beginning, will you accept that? Not a good idea either. I see.
It's kind of like privacy thing, you know. Because
privacy.
When people are talking, you know.
Yeah, but I see if I embed a mic in your, we will need to think about it. Now I have a question to you and maybe to the rest of the guys, because very interesting that you thought having the thing open for free for the rest of the world is very. Found it useful and interesting. And one of the questions every time I go and talk about this, because I mean you appreciate that these MOOCs that we are doing is actually not only the first in Malaysia, but they are the first in Asia. And people ask me this question: how do your on-campus, so-called offline students feel that you actually have to pay to be here, while the same material is available for someone out there for free? How do you feel about that? Do you feel like, I don't know, cheated or something like that? Yeah.
Well, not cheated, but I think it feels more real, you know, studying in campus.
Right.
For the students, you know.
Yes.
But for the outsiders who they really want to start know about the courses, or not just entrepreneur, but for every courses.
Right.
And then they will feel the same as us, you know, feel very real, you know. They want to.
Sure. So you still see that. Being on campus is something worth, you know, paying for. Not to mention, you guys get credit for it. Yes. The others don't get credit for it. They don't have the well. Yeah. Because this is actually one of the questions that people ask me: how would your students feel that you have? You would appreciate that this is, you know, the videos that we do is much better than the lecture capture because it's 2 camera. There is post. Lecture production, and so it improves the feeling. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you very much.
All right. So for the first question, to be honest, I've always believed that entrepreneurship is important for engineering students because we should learn more than engineering subject. All right. This is especially true when I go for my internship. When I went to internship, the first day itself, my boss told me that you have to learn about all this business.
Right.
Thing. Yeah. So I find this course actually useful. And the good thing about it is we have speakers, external speakers, who presented like how they managed to go from ordinary people and become an entrepreneur. So it's very true, and I feel motivated. It means that I feel that it's possible for me to achieve something in the future. Whereas
so do you have now these intentions or thoughts of maybe doing something on your own? You see, I'm not saying that you graduate and straight away you take a loan and try to sell something, but just the thought.
Yeah, it's kind of. I have that idea of being entrepreneur, but I'm not sure which direction.
Right.
Yet.
Okay. Yes. Okay. But you always had this, right? Or it's only after the internship?
I always believe entrepreneur is like the skills is important.
Right.
Just that after this class, it's like okay, I can do it. Yeah.
Good.
Alright, so for the second question, I feel that the crowdfunding is a very interesting experience for me because I actually work with a team to carry out a campaign, even though it might not be that effective for now because the crowdfunding is not that successful yet. But if I'm going to do it again, I'm quite sure that I can do much better.
Wonderful.
Yep. So the third question, what should we change? I feel that for the online team, it's a good initiative to work with online members. That's true. It's just that some of them are not that committed because it's online, right? They get to come and go if they want to.
Right.
So sometimes it's like when you assign a task for them, at the very beginning they'll be like all motivated. Yeah, I'm going to do this. But at the end, it's like, okay, where are you? I can't find you.
Right.
So it's something can be changed, but I'm not sure how. So yeah, that's the part where we can improve on that. And the last part is overall I enjoy the course and it's very useful for me. And I get to learn not only the theory part, but also from the speakers, I get to learn the reality. So I find this useful.
Great.
So thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Jacqueline.
Okay, honestly, yes. The entrepreneurship, this class has changed my attitude, my thinking, my understanding. I see a different way to approach entrepreneurship now. I used to always think that entrepreneurship is starting up your business at a young age. That's what I always thought entrepreneurship was. Until today, I would say, I have learned that entrepreneurship is not just about starting business at young age. It's about starting your own heart and soul. So, yes, I would say entrepreneurship has definitely changed my attitude. And I'm sure Professor Mustak is very happy about it.
Yes. Actually, I'm just waiting for her from the very beginning because we had this discussion, I think on the first class or second class. And she told me, I am very negative. That's what you told me. Do you recall that? I think we have it even on video, maybe. Yeah,
no,
and then
not negative, but
yeah.
Not a business person.
Yeah, I'm not a business person. I'm very conservative. I'm not a risk taker. That's what I remember. And even when I say let's not use the P word, no, we have to use the P word.
I didn't say that. Actually, I didn't say that because I took your one.
We have all the videos. I'm going, okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut that video and then I put this. I say, yes, yeah, there'll be the promotional video for my next time. But I really appreciated it. I actually wanted to pass myself the Jacqueline test. So this is called the Jacqueline test. So if I can pass the Jacqueline test, I'll be very happy. Yes, so I'm very happy. Thank you very much. Yeah. Please carry on, yeah.
Weirdly, lately I've been getting very weird thinkings where I seem to see opportunities everywhere.
Hallelujah.
Okay, so you got an A now.
Yeah, all right, okay.
I'll share one story with you.
Please.
The other day I was enjoying my soya bean at the Norwegian. And I'm very close to the auntie, so when I was done with it, I passed the glass bottle to her. I said, do you want to recycle this? And she said, no, we're just going to throw it away. So I was like, oh, okay, then I'm just going to leave it on the table. I'm just going to throw it away. So then I was walking back to the lab to meet my teammates. And I was like thinking, it could be an opportunity. We could make something out of it. Okay, and then it just went to the back of my mind.
But as a start.
Yeah,
yes.
I seem to see opportunities now.
Good.
Most enjoyable part of the course would be the speakers. I find the speakers are one of the main reasons I feel inspired. I see how...
Speakers include me, right?
Of course, you're a speaker like 80% of the time. I see how they start their business, they think differently, and things like that. Especially, it started with Adam's talk.
I see.
It really changed my mind. What can we change for next year? I think that our course is 50-50 for the moment, right?
You mean the assessment?
Yes.
Yes.
I find 50% for continuous assessment is the workload is too high for 50%. Maybe we could increase it to 70-30.
Sure.
It will be. I think students will give more effort into the 70% because the 70% is going to determine their A. So.
Do you think so? Do you agree with that? No.
Okay, my opinion.
Yeah. No, you see, actually, the reason why I do this, because first, I really appreciate your feedback. But in this, I would like you to see how difficult my position is. Some people want offline, some people want online. Some people want more assessment, some people want a final exam. But nonetheless, I'm very appreciative of this feedback. I think this is amazing. So carry on. But I just wanted to show you that life is not as easy at times.
So that's my feedback.
Yep.
Anything else to add? I think another one of the reasons that we don't take the mic is that we get zoomed in and everybody will be focusing on you, on what are you going to say.
Right.
I think some will find it quite intimidating. Is that the right word? Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So that's my opinion.
Great. But do you think in life, we have to one day, face that and accept that we'll be in the limelight? So maybe at least if we do it now, we get ourselves trained. Do you think this is something that could be useful?
I would say it's a very subjective thing.
Yeah.
Everybody will have a different
Sure.
opinion about it.
Now, just a question for those of you who have seen yourself answering questions, if you do. I'm just trying to presume that if you take the mic, maybe when the lecture is made available online, you just go and
watch it to see myself?
Yeah?
No.
You don't do
Actually,
that?
I just avoid watching that video. Or I'll just listen but not watch the video.
I see, I see. Okay, well, yes. Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline. I really appreciate it. Vivian. Yeah.
Yes, Mike. Okay. So before this course, I already have planned to have my own business already.
Good, good.
In my mind, but I always see that I always think that I cannot start first because I think I don't have much experience and I don't have much resources, and I think the speakers proved that point to me. I think 9 to 5 is not a bad thing because through your job working in a company, you expose to more people. So you get to know more people and you get to build your connection. So with that connection, these people will help you along the way if you want to start something big. So that's my point of view so far for this course. Okay, what is
let me just understand.
Yes.
So actually, you always wanted to start something,
yes,
and the course actually convinced you not to.
No. The course teach me that I need to take step by step.
Right. Okay.
Okay, and then it doesn't necessary to start young or old. It's your passion in you. So
and you will always be young at heart.
Yes, always be young at heart.
Yes.
So the time doesn't matter. It's the passion in you.
That's right.
So you can start whenever you want. When you're ready,
Yes.
everything will be fine. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So most effective, enjoyable is there's several things. First thing is brain rewiring. That's my very favorite things in online this course. The second thing will be the speaker because they are very inspiring and they teach me a lot. And yes, I changed personally, thinking wise. I don't be so negative anymore. So I start to see things at the brighter side. So it makes me happy in a way. Yes. What should we change? I think it's the possible. as they said, is the paywall thing is very tedious, and even my friends like, you pledge for me, like I give you money, you just pledge for me, because it's very tedious to open an account and stuff like that. I have to
take some money off again.
So I have to like, please, like I have to beg them, please lah, just for me and for the old folks, just
right. Sure.
Yeah, so they did in the end. So I'm very grateful and appreciate their stuff. Yeah, I think that's all.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Vivian. So I think this is actually very useful feedback, because I'm going to share this with the Pozible management as well, to find a way on how to make, I think the best way, if they could work out your account at Pozible is, but you see for the others, they will always need to, I don't know. They need to come up with a way. Luis, please, thank you. I like the way you described your project, by the way. Yeah. So how much money, sorry, you don't have to answer this. You lost a lot of money?
Yeah.
But that was a good, I mean, if you view it as a return on failure, hopefully the return on that will be very good in the future. Great.
Okay. First of all, I think entrepreneurship changed my mind in the way that it doesn't really mean that entrepreneurship doesn't really mean that you have to start your own business, but equipping yourself with that kind of mindset does not only help you to start your own business, but also help you to think when you are the employee for a company, it helps you to think, how do I add values to my own company? Yes. So it doesn't really mean that through this course you have, from this course, being entrepreneur, you will have to start your own business. That's not true. That's what I thought. It means that even if you are, when you are going out to be to work for people's, you get to differentiate yourself from others people by able to adding more values to the company you work with. That's what I thought. That's what I think. And the most enjoyable part is getting to listen to all the speakers. They are quite inspirational, especially Najib and Shafiq, the pitching, the one who founds pitching, because they prove that even as Malaysian, we can be very successful. It doesn't mean that because Apples and Googles, they seem quite far-fetched. They are such a big company, so it might make us to think that it's really hard to reach that kind of success level. But through Najib and Shafiq, they prove that even we as Malaysian can have success by going through small steps.
Great.
Yeah, that's all.
Anything to change?
Anything to change? Not really.
So we could just run the same thing, and you think that would be good?
I think I concur with the online and offline, having team members from online. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So you would prefer to work with the offline people?
Yeah.
Off the line. Okay, great. Kim Ping?
Okay, for me, I don't think the course changed my attitude and my understanding of entrepreneurship, because I was exposed to this beforehand. And then the most effective and enjoyable, I think, if we listen to those inspiring speaker, what should we change? It will be the crowdfunding for the PayPal system, and anything else to add on. Okay, this is very important. I think some of us need to collaborate among each other, as in at least have one partner from the class itself, because not all of us have can come up with something innovative things to put in the possible and do the crowdfunding. If you really look properly at those projects, I feel some of it is a bit absurd and it's almost the same thing. So yeah, probably we can collaborate with each other and share the same passion together, support each other. That would be better than just you being yourself with the online students. That's all.
Great, thank you. Arthur, please.
I find myself holding this mic quite often this semester. It's like become glued to my head really. Okay, anyway. Well, it didn't quite change my attitude per se. Because I always had, it was always in the back of my head that I wanted to try something out on my own. There's a certain thing that I want to do.
Sure.
So, I mean, let's say, short of unless I'm working and then I'm like promoted to like CEO or I sit on the board of directors where I can actually influence the direction of the company as such, and of course the payday will be quite high lah. But if not, then if you want to do certain things, you got to do it yourself.
Yes.
You got to come out. So in that sense, if I don't reach that level, I'll probably just go ahead.
Do it yourself.
Yeah, do it yourself. I mean, example. Like you are the dean of the School of Engineering. How the School of Engineering is to be run and what courses should be done here and there. You have quite a bit of say in that, right?
That's right.
Let's say if me, one day I just join as a lecturer at Taylor's, I tell you I want to do certain things here and there. I mean, you might appreciate my idea, but I couldn't like force the change or push the change, but you can. So, in a way, that's what it, yeah.
Sure.
Well, it did change my understanding because all the while to me, entrepreneurship and business is okay, get out there, make money and and whatnot. Now I see it's quite a bit more than that.
Right.
Example is the Epic Homes.
Right.
So I mean, he did. Of course, he has to make money. That's one of
That's
that's why you do business, right? But I also see that it's also like helping people, benefiting the community, so to speak. And it's also probably one of our engineering ethics, the first one, helping the community already. Yeah. What I did enjoy is actually I do enjoy the interaction actually.
Within the online
no,
course,
actually,
or with the speakers, or with your fellow students?
More like the speakers actually, in the environment actually.
Right.
I really did enjoy that. You know, where you can get to ask them stuff here and there.
Right. Okay.
And I did enjoy the online speakers, the one directly from Australia. I mean, it's not like they have to be here, but you can hear someone from directly another ecosystem speaking to you, telling you what's what and your experiences.
So was that good?
I enjoyed it. So,
good.
but,
Okay. Well, how did you find that speaker?
Actually, I mean, the video was a bit.
The video wasn't good, but the yeah, because this was you see he was called, you know, there was a last minute because the speaker was supposed to be Jamie Lee. Her sister had an accident, and this person, you know, came and did the talk, and you know where I was, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was like very interesting. I actually wanted to dial in and yeah, but eventually you guys were great. So thank you very much. Thanks also to Yvonne. She has been big help.
Yeah, but I think that video is more of a hardware equipment and issue thing,
Sure.
but not the speaker. The speaker was fine. Actually, in fact, I wanted to tell him, can I come join you right now? I really like what he did, like in a way, partly.
Right.
Not really what I wanted to do, but the way he put it kind of influenced me a bit. I kind of want to tell him, can I come over right now?
Wonderful, wonderful. By the way, I received the text from Johnson Wee, Epic Homes. So he has opportunities for work at his place for 3 months. So he said, if any one of you is interested, he would like to hear from you. Yes. Okay. Yeah. To do what? I think building homes. I think that's what they do. Yeah. So if you are interested, just you could just write to me and I'll forward the email to him. Yeah, please.
Okay. What should we change? I'm not too sure.
So you're happy with it as it is?
Yes and no. I mean, yes, I do like all the interaction and
sure.
stuff. The brain wiring, because to be honest, I don't go online every day, even
Sure.
on myself. I sometimes prefer the old-fashioned methods.
Right.
So I mean that's why sometimes you see I do like 3 days at once because
Right.
I wasn't online for like 2 days,
Right.
not even on
Sure.
Facebook. So yeah, but apart from that, I think it's okay. But I think it will also be probably beneficial and nice if I also concur with some of them that we could team up with the on-campus students as well as the online students.
Sure.
Maybe from your own class, or maybe not really from your own class.
Sure.
For me, I'm fortunate to have my team from Taylor's itself, so I don't really have to do anything online. I can just, and he lives near my house, so I can just go to his place and we work out the project, the video and
Sure.
such. But it would be nice if you could have someone from your own class as well. So
Sure.
sometimes easier to work out certain things, communicate and collaborate, and then you put it out to the online ones. Because like some of them said, some of them like really seriously overseas. You want to talk to them, it's 3 a.m. here, and it's 9, maybe 8 p.m. there, and they're having dinner. They probably don't want to talk to you at that time. So it's difficult to really get a proper time to work.
Sure.
So that's one thing. Also, yes, the possible PayPal thing, but I don't think this is anything to do with our course. It's more with Possible's administrative and
Sure.
their system. Yeah, but
But it's very useful that you guys tell me so that when we run it again, we'll see. I may even speak to Pitchin and we do it with Pitchin next time. Who knows? Yeah, great.
yeah, because seriously, you have to register for one thing, and PayPal charges you another amount. If you withdraw less than a certain amount, they charge you another fee. So
I see.
you're actually losing quite a bit of money there.
Okay.
So I mean, okay, Possible takes some for their one that's commission, fine. PayPal takes another commission from you.
Okay, so when you receive the money, they will also going to charge
Yes,
you. Right.
PayPal's their policy. I've been using PayPal for quite a while, but I don't really take a lot of money from there. But their
So normally
policy,
you pay.
if you withdraw less than a certain amount of money, they'll charge like I don't know how many ringgit, like 30 ringgit or something. I can't remember.
I see.
If you withdraw like more than the amount, then it's a lesser charge or no charge. I can't remember.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Okay.
maybe there's a better method to.
I'm sure there's a better way to
deal
do
with
it.
the money thing.
Sure. Okay. Great.
Not really sure if I have anything else to add.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, for the first question, I would like to say is both yes and no.
Okay.
For yes, because I found entrepreneur is a very interesting idea, sort of. Because, I mean, actually, for no, because I don't think you really need to be self-employed to be an entrepreneur.
Sure.
I mean, you yourself, I mean, like, you are just trying to be who you are or something like this.
Right.
Then for what is most effective would be the YouTube video, because you can look back at your lectures and the speakers when you forgot about something. Enjoyable part would be the guest speaker. Then what should we change? For that one, I think most people already said that is that, but I think maybe a partner lah, because a partner from on campus, so that maybe you could speak together or something like this, and then find the online student together, or maybe
Sure.
yeah. As for anything else to add, no.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Yurik?
At first, I even don't know what is entrepreneurship. Okay, after I joined this course and then listen to Dr. Mustad, you and the other guest speaker talking about entrepreneurship, then I become much more understand what is it. Then before that, I plan to work for others. Yeah, after I get involved in this kind of course, then I start to thinking, is it my life? Yeah, that is the question. So I start to like think what should I do for the next time. Actually, I got a plan like start to working for others first for two or 3 years, and then when I got the money, I start entrepreneurship with investing on my idea.
Right.
And
Well,
also
you are working just to get experience, right? You
Yeah.
don't need the money. The money is always, you can crowdfund it.
Is after I heard the Safia, the pitch
Sam Shafi.
Sam Shafi,
Yes.
yeah, he said it's actually starting an entrepreneurship, right? You have to consider much more.
Yes.
You have to like, is it Shafi or Nasib? It's like you have to prepare the 6 month money.
Right.
Yeah, for
Okay.
you to survive. Yeah,
Okay.
because
Okay.
not every entrepreneurship is like success.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then okay, what was the most effective and enjoyable part for me is like to expose to new things, like doing the videos and crowdfunding, and also the guest speaker experience, and also the technique you taught us. Yeah, about the brand environment and business module, or those.
Sure.
Yeah,
Great.
actually, as an engineer student, we never have the opportunity to get involved in this.
Good.
Except, okay. Okay. For the third one is, what should we change is I think it's the platform we are using to do the entrepreneurship. It's actually entrepreneurship. What I learned from this course is like you can start anything by using any kind of platform. Like if you want to get the money, right, you can you use other tools.
Sure.
Yeah, instead of just using the crowdfunding, you
Right.
can like going out to ask for the big company to fund you.
Sure.
Yeah, all those. And then anything to else is to add anything else to add is like is actually this course is quite a useful course that I learn so much, and just that the maybe the venue, right, the speaker, all those maybe like if guest speaker is like speaking, right, the backside maybe they cannot hear.
Sure.
It's actually if they sit in front, right, yeah, the speaker is not that clear.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe you can add more
More
speaker,
speakers,
yeah,
yes.
at the innovation there.
Or maybe you do it in the lecture theatre.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So for the first questions, I've always known that I wanted to start my own business actually. So actually my plan is to work for a few years to get some experience and also to save some money, just like what Shafiq told us, the 6 months of spare money. So and then my plan is to work for a few years in the field that I'm actually interested, to get some experience, and then only I will start out my own business. So that's for the first, but still, this course changed my understanding about the entrepreneurship, because I was thinking the identify of your customer segment is actually very important, because no matter what business you are in, as long as you identify the correct customer segment, you can actually earn money by targeting the targeted customer. So for the second questions, the most enjoyable parts for me, it is still the guest speaker, because we can get to know of their failures, of what's the causes, and actually learn from their failures, and we can get the experience. They are actually sharing their own experience.
That's right.
So actually you don't get like every day you don't get people to share their experience with you. And then this is some really useful experience. So it's actually very good for us to get the experience so that we are not going to repeat the same mistakes.
That's right.
And I think we can change by running this course next year. Maybe we can change, like instead of just having a lecture, maybe we can have some group activities afterwards, so that it will be less just sit and listen.
Right.
You can actually do something and use your brain and think of something else.
When you listen, you don't use your brain?
No. I think
I really thought you guys were using your brains then. I'm just kidding.
So
Thank you
you're
very much.
asking my questions.
I'm
I
so
was
sorry.
saying we can really go and put what you learn into use,
Yes.
to a good use.
Yeah.
Like let's say you give them a case study and ask them to come out with something that
You have a very good
just-
point, but it was so tempting, for me to pick on it.
It's
Thank
okay.
you very much. Yeah.
And anything else to add? I think instead of just having a local entrepreneurs, having a same exposure of a local and like some big overseas company is actually quite good, so that we can know the world better, because nowadays we talk about globalization and all that
Right.
stuff. We can't just know our local market, we have to know about all the other markets at the overseas or something like that.
Right.
So I think an equal exposure on both local and overseas market will be much more better. And I am really looking forward for you, sir, to deliver the promise of Jacqueline's video, and I think that will be fun.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. So can you pass the Jacqueline test? But actually, I really appreciate that, because she had that firm belief, and I think she has her own, you know, frame of mind. So if I could somehow alter this a little bit, it means maybe this thing is working. So now I need just to bring more speakers and get the offline students in and fix the PayPal and what else, you know, a few things, but I will try to. I'm taking all your feedback very seriously. And I'm really hoping that next year, at least some of you will be able to come and share something with us. Yeah, I don't know, one Vivian maybe, or yeah, Luis. Yeah, please.
For the first question, I think it didn't change much of my attitude, because before this also I was thinking to start my own business
Good.
with my other friends. But it did change my understanding of the entrepreneurship, because before this I thought entrepreneurship is just only about making money.
Right.
But what I learned from now is like money is not all it matters. What it matters is how you make the difference,
Yes.
how you change the world. So for the second question, the most enjoyable part of this course is the MOOC in particular, the online portal, everything. You get to rewind all the lectures, get to submit your assignments through the online, and brain rewiring, you get to like some kind of like stalk people, like see what they've been up to recently, like that. So it's kind of fun to do. So what should we change when we run the course next year? I think I agree most is the possible campaign
Right,
thing.
I see.
It's kind of troublesome to
I see.
to the
Okay.
people kind of thing. Anything else to add? For me, the overall this course is very enjoyable, and I think it would be more better if we could ask students from other schools like biomedicine, architecture schools to join the fray, so that we can have more people from different fields of knowledge and
I see.
create out a campaign even
Right.
better, along with the online student, of course.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
So the first thing is attitude. To be honest, this class itself, it has helped little of my attitude, because to be honest, I was born a way that my family, I'm a short-tempered person, more to a pessimist manner. So when this brain rewiring thing brought up to me, I thought in a pessimistic ways that I don't think this brain rewiring is going to do anything to me. So first I'll just give it a try, maybe once or twice, and see how it goes. So I never thought that this small thing will actually change me. From that day, once I did once or twice, it made me sit and think about my life. There are small things in life that once being a pessimist, your mood is not good, this and that, you won't be seeing things well. And for that, you will be losing like chance to grab opportunities. You are more pessimist. But once you sit down and do this brain wiring, you realize that these are the things that you should be thankful of, instead of being pessimist about this and that. So seeing an optimistically way, I see that this helped in my temper management and mood issue. So as for the understanding, basically I thought business skills for engineer is, we are engineers. My mindset was engineers was to build stuff, service stuff, maintain stuff, or design. But business, how could it relate to us? And as we progressed through the class, I thought that maybe business is for business students and we should stick to our engineering stuff. So that was my mindset at the beginning. But later on it changed, because engineers, we have the technical skills. As what Sam Shafi said, he says that business students, they know how to sell. But we engineers, they taught us how to make, and these sort of things, how does it take this sort, the the product we make, how does it work, and what makes it tick. We know from top to bottom because we design, we are part of it. So the only small issue is how you're gonna appeal and approach the customers. So in a way, Sam Shafi taught us that if we could adapt some business skills, and we could be a very successful entrepreneur. And let's say for the most effective or enjoyable part is that the guest speaker itself. Jack Sim once said that the OP, for entrepreneurship, we ourselves, we've known these idioms as Jack of all trades is master of none. So we can't do all ourselves. We have other people.
Yes.
It's not always you. So there's other people. But on the way that it is the same course, we must believe that our course is the same and believe that we could help each other. So I thought that that was really meaningful. We can't handle it out ourselves. So basically entrepreneurship is that, to me, when they first introduced, I thought it was making money in your own way. It's a very vast thing and very vague to me. But now, since a slight introduction, I managed to understand what are the concepts and the basics, but still there are much more things to learn. Instead of re-getting knowledge, experience is very important. So that I thought the lecturers that brought in, especially Professor Mustaq, the guest speakers, and they tell us our life experience about how they fall and how they succeed. It is hard being an entrepreneur, but Sam Shafi says that you basically, when you want to start a business, you don't go for loans, you don't go for bank loans, because in a way that probability of success is not 50, it's not majority, it's minor, maybe 30% or something. So once you fail bank loans, they have interest, this and that, you actually bring yourself to that. And so like what they say, 6 months working, earn money, then you start your own business, see whether it succeeds. If it fails, repeat the business again. And I thought that that was a very good plan. It's a very good experience. So you will not put yourself in a dead end where you will be stuck with debts. So as for question 3, where what should we change? Like Deval mentioned, it's about the PayPal paying concept, the friends around. Local friends will be much more interactive, better. We get more time to interact, and compatibility issue. We do not know that person's attitude, this and that. So how would we fit in the group? And lastly, anything else to add? I don't think. So far, it's been a great course.
Thank you. Okay, so I actually would like to really thank you very much. We are going to put this together. I hope none of you don't want to appear, and we'll put this as something that you will hopefully enjoy when you watch on. So Jacqueline, please watch it. Watch your part as well. Yeah. Now, yeah, that was very useful feedback, and I will. What I promise you is, we will really try our best to improve on whatever we can, so that we have a better experience. Now, let me ask you a question. When we run this next year, who of you would like to help? I hope that you will have a long life.
No. What I mean is, I'm still around in the country.
Yeah. So
I will finish my sentence. I'm not quite dead yet.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
still around in this area.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you are in the country or outside the country, just imagine if I could actually have you as the alumni of the global entrepreneurship, and if you guys can be online and help those who are in your position. So for example, if you think that brain rewiring was good, and your first impression is you are very skeptical, will this really work? You know, he's forcing us to do this and we don't know, and you really thought that was useful. I think you also said that this is something that become your favorite exercise. Then maybe you will help, you know, my students to see that as a person who have been through that. You could even tell them, look, I exactly know how do you feel. I know that you are having, now this is something that I'm asking. You don't have to do it, but if you would like to help in that sense, or maybe in another way, they'll be really, really good. Because this is, if you found this useful, and if you would like to pay it back or pay it forward or whatever you want to say it, I think that will be really, really good. Because I think it's a journey, and I think in the beginning it starts always with a bit of skepticism. Some people who are, more willing, some people less willing, some people are not here today. I don't know. They are maybe doing something else. So this is the first thing. The second thing, you all noticed a tab on the global entrepreneurship that I created. Is called Share and Inspire. Now, again, if you could share in text anything good from this course, please do. It's not compulsory, but I can tell you these are things other people could read, because I intend to keep this course open for at least a year from today. And people would come and read that, and I think that would be very, very useful to them. Again, it's not compulsory. If you were to do it, I'll be very grateful. If you are not planning to do it, I will always be grateful as well. So as I said, the next class, Friday, is going to be in LT14. We have a speaker, very interesting speaker. You guys have enjoyed the speakers the most, so please be there. Please inform the rest of the colleagues to be here. LT14, we won't be in TTIC in LT14, so please be there, and I plan for that one to be our last lecture. I will still be approachable through email, through Open Learning. If you have any question, I'll be more than happy to help you with that. With this, I would like to thank you again and wish you all the best for your exams and for the engineering fair and for the human-powered vehicle for the ME dudes. And please have fun. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks.